Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff McShann with Crime Stoppers of Houston, and we really appreciate you being here today. We are here, of course, because of the death of Mr. Carroll Oliver that happened back on January 11th of this year, a senseless murder that happened not too far from this particular location. We're here to announce that the reward has been moved up to $50,000 in cash. Again, $50,000 reward for anyone with any information that can give us a call today here at Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. Surrounding me today are detectives from the Houston Police Department Homicide Division, McDonald's Corporation, and also family. At this time, I'd like to bring up Gary Moss, who knows the family, who's gotten to know them very well with McDonald's Corporation. Kind of gives you a few words, and we can go from there. Mr. Moss?
Hi, I'm Dave Moss, and I'd like to thank everybody for being here this morning, and I want to introduce the family. Before I introduce, I'd like to make a few comments. On January 11th, Carroll Oliver was brutally murdered doing his normal task for the day. It is sad that we have a person from this community that provided jobs, thousands of jobs for the community, hundreds of jobs for second chances individuals. He would give you the shirt off his back. And sadly, this happened to him. We're here this morning to make a plea with raising the reward to $50,000 to those individuals that have been touched by Mr. Oliver for the great loss for his family. We lost a father, we lost a husband, we lost a brother, and we lost a friend. At this time, I'd like to introduce the family to you. This is Jolene Oliver, who is Carroll's wife. This is his son, Cedric Oliver, and his daughter, Stephanie Oliver, who will speak now.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Oliver, and I'm just asking that although we've heard so many things about my dad and how great he was in the community, he was an excellent boss, but he was a wonderful father for us. So we're asking that if anybody know any information, please, we urge you to just please call. And I know for so many people it's not really about the money, but for us it's just about having closure to whoever has done this to my father, our father, and for my mom, her husband of 50 years. And so if you all can only imagine, we won't have the same Father's Days, birthdays, or even any of the holidays. So if you can, please, we urge you to call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS, T-I-P-S. Anything that you all can do is greatly appreciated. He was a man that, as everyone has said in the community, would give his shirt on his back. If you needed prayers, he was praying for you and your family. If you needed a job, he gave you an opportunity to be whatever you chose to be. And more importantly, for our children, even our children's children, they won't have the opportunity to have the years that we've had, that he's had in our lives. So if you can, please call 713-222-TIPS, T-I-P-S. We really want to be able to at least go in peace. Even as we stand here today, my brother, my mother, not sleeping, headaches, emotionally, physically, psychologically, mentally, we are all taken away. They didn't just take my dad's life, they took a big part of our lives too. Thank you.
I'd like to remind people too that $50,000 is a lot of money, and you can put that cash in your pocket right away. You may know the suspects, you may be part of the group, you may be a family member. We don't have to have your name. All you have to do is give us a call at 713-222-TIPS. You leave your name anonymously, we give you a number. We're able to contact you through that. You can contact us back. We give you that number, and you can actually go to the bank and put $50,000 in cash in your pocket. So here at Crime Stoppers of Houston, we are pleading.
Right. Well, we have some more information. Obviously, we're not going to talk about that today. We're still very deep into the investigation. We have a long way to go, and we're just hoping that this gathering here today is going to generate some more tips that are going to lead us to the perpetrators of the crime.
I know previously you looked at the possibility that might be someone who knew him or who worked for him. Is that still the theory?
We're still exploring that. Certainly, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We started the investigation from the inside out, and now we're starting to take it from the outside in. So we're not putting any possibility out of the realm of the investigation.
Why is the audience held important to you guys?
I'm sorry?
Why is the audience held public important to the public important to you guys?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, I would hope it's because we're out there serving and protecting the public every day of our lives. We are a sacrificial bunch. We are displaying, I believe, servant leadership every day that we put on a badge and go out there and do the job that we're doing. And we appreciate, very much appreciate, the support that we get from our community here. I think we're very unique here in Houston. We have a very, very solid relationship with the community that we serve and protect. And we appreciate it that much more on this side of the thin blue line.
I think he's also asking how important would a tip be in your case?
Well, the tip would be obviously of major consequence if it leads us to solve the case. I mean, what we're trying to do here is find the right person who did the wrong thing and bring a sense of peace and a sense of justice to the family of Mr. Oliver.
The day this happened, you were clearly angry, outraged about what happened. So is the community. Why do you think the community has been so moved by this action?
We were talking about this with the family earlier, and here's what I would say. Stephanie's already, in a very real way, talked about what they've lost in their family. So let's talk about what the community has lost in Mr. Oliver. He has given countless people opportunities to better their lives. The great irony in this is that the people who did this to him are the same people that he would give that same opportunity to. So they need to understand, everybody needs to understand, that this was not the theft of a life from a family and friends. This was a theft of a life from an entire community of people, regardless of race, creed, color, orientation, whatever they may be. Mr. Oliver was the type of person who had a compassion for people and was willing to give the shirt off his back if that's what it took to better their lives. So that's the loss. That's the loss to the community. And that's what people need to understand out there. You know, at that press conference out there at the scene, I was angry. I'm angry today. And this is just such a senseless loss. So I would appeal to the folks that did this. They were bold enough to do what they did. They need to be bold enough to take responsibility for what they did and come forward. And believe me, myself, Sergeant Harris, will be waiting by the phone.
Mrs. Oliver, would you share a couple of words with us?
No, I was going to say my mom, thank you all too, but my mom is really not ready to speak right now, but thank y'all. But please be reminded again, if you all please can contact Crime Stoppers, please call 713-222-TIPS. And I know we've seen a lot of time for so many people who's gone through things that we've gone through. But I'm going to tell you, until it's really you, it's different. And so we just continue to pray that conviction would be in these people's spirit and they would just come forward and we can move on. And so I thank you all so much for things that, you know, if somebody know anything, if they would just call. And like they're saying, it's anonymous. We don't care who's calling. We just want to get this taken care of and solved. And so please call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. Thank you.
Stephanie, can I just ask you one thing? We were out there at the store this morning, and the sign still has your father's name on it. And
Yes.
we talked about that sense of community and loss. What is it like at the store for all of these people, obviously, to be affected as well?
Well, for a lot of them, that was their first time having an opportunity for someone as great as my dad to employ them. And so a lot of them that didn't have a father at home, I had to share my father with them. And so that was their dad. A lot of parents that was working, that was single moms. He's even helped with their children, with sometimes giving backpacks for school, buying school supplies for these parents. doing so many things, even helping medically before we even had to do medical things for the employees. And so he was that type of man that was meant so much to so many of them. And so all the kids in the community, the different schools, a lot of our employees' children have written letters to my mom and to my brother and I, just thanking us for sharing him with them, because this was something my daddy every day worked every day. He was always a man of, if you want something in life, you have to work for it. And he was always encouraging and was real big on education, even for those that's at Wheatley High School. He was always telling them to go back to school, get your education, you can be more and you can do better. So for a lot of the moms that's not even home or parents that have to work, he was there helping parent their children. And so it's a huge loss. And a lot of the crew and the customers, we're seeing a lot of hugging. We're seeing a lot of praying for one another. Actually, where the event took place in the parking lot, there's so many people, customers, that go by and take pictures, or they kneel right there in the parking spot and pray. We see a lot of this all day long, and that keeps us going. We definitely believers of God. And so for our family just to continue to have faith and just to have these people, or somebody that knows something, because it's not the same, but it's going to have to be the new life for us, unfortunately. And we pray this doesn't happen to anyone else.
The possibility that's out there, obviously, that's been discussed, is that it may have been an inside job, someone who may have employed or worked with him. How do you process that, and how do you feel about that possibility that someone he gave an opportunity to maybe did something?
Well, obviously it's hurting, but at the same time, we let the detectives and law enforcement do that part, and we just try and continue to run the business and the things that my father has always instilled with us, just having faith and trusting in people. And until they find out and know what happened, we treat everyone with love and passion and compassion, just as he's taught us. My name is Stephanie Oliver, and I'm Carol Oliver's daughter. Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
One more question. Is there any updated suspect description, suspect vehicle, any additional information that could help you guys as we put it out there?
The updated, in terms of description of the suspects, one black male and two Hispanic males, we believe, are involved in it. In terms of the SUV itself, we're still calling it a white SUV. We're leaving it pretty generic at this point because of the conflict and descriptions of the specific type of vehicle out there at the scene.
Can you spell your name exactly?
Mine? The first name is spelled F-I-L, Phil. The last name is Waters, just plural H2O, 1 T. And I'm a detective with the Houston Police Department Homicide Division. And my partner over here is Sergeant Brian Harris, and he is a detective sergeant with the Houston Police Department Homicide Division.
Thank you all for coming.